In this video, you will learn 3 ways that you must test a man before you can fully commit to him. These powerful tests will help you to figure out what he's really made of and if you can trust him. So if you've been burned in relationships by men who seemed wonderful in the beginning, or if you just want to know if the man you're dating is Mr. Right or Mr. Light, then this is the video for you. Don't go anywhere because we're starting right now. Why should you test a man? Well, there are 2 main reasons. First, by testing a man, you will learn a lot of important information that you probably won't get by asking him questions. That's because testing will bypass any misinformation he might give you and get straight to the truth. And secondly, when you are starting to catch feelings for a guy, you need to know if you can trust him. And testing him gives him an opportunity to prove that he's trustworthy. Because let's face it, there are some men that can and will lie to you in order to get what they want from you. Testing him will quickly give you reliable information about who he is and how he will perform in certain situations in the future. Now, of course, you could also figure out who he is organically over time, but that means investing more of yourself and putting yourself at risk of being hurt or burned. Instead, the 3 tests that you're about to learn will give you an immediate understanding of his character, his trustworthiness, and his ability to commit to a growing and healthy relationship. By the way, I'm Dr. Antonio Borrello, and I'm a psychologist and a relationship coach. This channel is all about helping you build great relationships so you can grow happy together. So hit subscribe, join our community, and make your love life the best part of your life. Okay, without further ado, these are the 3 emotional tests your man absolutely needs to pass before you commit. Number 1, the emotional intimacy test. The first type of trust necessary for deep love and a healthy relationship involves emotional intimacy and attachment. You want to know that a man wants intimacy and closeness with you. You want to know that you can trust him with your feelings and with your heart. For example, he listens and empathizes with you, and you support and encourage each other through difficult times. And through this mutual trust in one another, you feel safe in the relationship physically and emotionally. Now, the emotional intimacy test that you're about to learn can reveal more in 5 minutes than you can learn in months of dating without this kind of discourse. Specifically, you will quickly and directly determine whether he will be able to meet your emotional needs, and you'll know how important your well-being is to him. So, how do you do it? Well, this is a test that has to happen spontaneously. In other words, it's not something that you can plan an exact time for. But don't worry, you will know exactly when the time is right to use it. That's because early in a dating relationship, you are likely to experience a disagreement or feel hurt or bothered by something your man has said or done, or by something that he failed to do. And the first time you are disappointed, hurt, or angry with him, you are going to use the emotional intimacy test. And here's what you do. When you are hurt or disappointed, you are going to effectively communicate your feelings and needs specifically, assertively, and unapologetically. And then you sit back and assess and judge his reactions. Now, warning, 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 warning. This is important. Don't be afraid to express your needs, your thoughts, and your feelings to your man. Too often we censor ourselves for different reasons, like we don't want to sound too eager or needy, or we believe it's too soon to raise a certain topic. However, when you express your authentic feelings and needs, you've just set up the perfect litmus test of his capacity to meet your needs. His reaction to your authenticity and vulnerability in real time is more telling than anything he could say to you. So let me give you an example of how to use this test. So let's say you've been dating a guy for 3 to 4 weeks and you're really interested in him and excited about him. And at the end of a Thursday night date, he asks you if you are free on Saturday and if you'd like to have dinner with him. You say, sure, that sounds great. Then he says, okay, I'll call you tomorrow, Friday, and we will plan the date. Well, the next day comes and goes and you don't hear from him at all. However, on Saturday during the day, he calls you and tells you that he will pick you up at 6 p.m. for dinner. Boom. This is the perfect setup for the emotional intimacy test. So when you're at dinner with him, you're going to share how you felt authentically, specifically, assertively, and unapologetically. You might say something like this. I need to feel confident and connected in this relationship. When you tell me that you're going to call me on a specific day and then you don't, I miss you a lot and I feel insecure. When you tell me something, I need to be able to know that you're going to follow through. Again, you're going to express your needs in an assertive, non-apologetic way. And that's super important. Assertively state what your needs are without apologizing for having them. They are your feelings and they are valid. Then you're going to sit back and judge his response and find out how important your well-being is to him. So you just communicated a need specifically and shared an expectation. Now he has the opportunity to respond. And when he does, you're going to carefully judge his reaction while paying attention to the following. Does he try to understand your concerns? Does he get uncomfortable with the increased intimacy that your emotional disclosure brings? Does he take your concerns seriously, or does he try to invalidate your feelings or belittle you or make you feel stupid for having those feelings? Does he say things like, "You're too sensitive" or "too needy"? Does he dodge what you've told him? Is he acting defensive, or is he really trying to find out ways that he could be helpful? Now, if you express your feelings and your needs, and he tries to evade them or acts defensively or makes you feel foolish or needy, then you should see this as a huge red flag of problems to come. It may be time to reevaluate the relationship altogether. Now, on the other hand, if he is responsive and genuinely concerned about your happiness and helping to reassure you, it's likely you are in a relationship with a man with a secure attachment style. And that's a great thing, because you will feel so relieved by knowing how strongly he feels about you. And this will strengthen the trust and the bond between you. Number 2, the benevolence test. Benevolence is trust that your partner has good intentions. In other words, you believe what they say and believe they have your best intentions in mind, even when you disagree or are disappointed. It's feeling like your partner is on your team and that they have your back and will defend your integrity. Benevolence is probably the most difficult to test for in the beginning, because a man is going to be on his best behavior in the beginning while he's trying to gain your trust and love. That means he's going to be as nice and considerate as possible because he wants to win you over. However, you can get a reliable measure of benevolence by watching how he treats those who can do nothing for him. Watch how he interacts with strangers who have nothing to offer. For example, would he go out of his way to do something time-consuming and unpleasant for which he gets nothing in return? Would he help a stranger change a flat tire or give a stranger complicated directions? Or is he dismissive and disrespectful? Another important thing to look out for is how he treats service people like waiters or customer service people. Is he courteous, respectful, and patient? Or is he impatient and disrespectful? For example, at dinner, the waiter brings the wrong food and he gets so upset that he turns it into a scene where their manager is called. Or does he have road rage and yell obscenities at drivers who make unintentional mistakes? Does he make critical comments about other drivers on the road? If so, pay attention. A man with a short temper will work hard to hide it from you. So watch the way he treats strangers and other people he's involved with. Don't believe that you will be isolated from this behavior. If he's able to be that mean to strangers or family and friends, one day he may be that mean and abusive towards you. Number 3, the Fidelity Test. I know this is the one that you've been waiting for. But before I get into this one, I'd love to know if you have other ways that you have tested men in the past. Let me know in the comments below and let's start a discussion. Okay, number 3. Can you trust that he will be faithful? Can you trust that he will be sexually and romantically exclusive with you? Is he a loyal man, or is he someone that is likely to cheat on you? And of course, if you were to ask him, he will most likely tell you that you can trust him because he is loyal and he would never cheat. That's why it's important to pay attention and test him in various ways to see if he can be trusted. Specifically, you want to know if he's a man who will not be easily seduced or flattered by other women. So you can casually begin these series of tests by talking to him about his feelings on the subject. Perhaps you can mention a situation where someone was cheating on their partner and ask him his opinion about it. In this case, you're going to try to assess his values based on a hypothetical situation. But you can also carry it one step further. I've known women who will go so far as to have their female friends flirt with a man to see how he responds. Now, I'm not suggesting that you do this, but if you did, just make sure that you establish the limits of flirting that your girlfriend engages in. And to be honest, this should be a simple test for a man to pass. In fact, I think my ex-wife did that to me while we were dating, and of course I passed the test. So you're going to be looking for what he does when your girlfriend flirts with him. Does he flirt back? Does he ramp it up? Does he try to take things to the next level? If so, this is a huge red flag, a huge warning sign. If he tries to flirt with your friend, if he tries to take things to the next level with your friend, you can be sure that he will do the same with women that you don't know. So this is a huge red flag, and do not proceed with him. Now, obviously, if he's loyal and trustworthy, he's certainly not going to inappropriately flirt with your friends. And as long as he doesn't flirt back, don't get too caught up on him telling you that your girlfriend was flirting with him. I mean, it should be an uncomfortable situation for him, and he might not even realize that she was flirting with him. Now, if you want to know how men test women, click on this video now. And if you're interested in building great relationships so you can grow happy together, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification so you aren't missing anything. I'll see you in the next video.